Good evening, and welcome to Episode 10 of Mortar and Pestle's Radio Classics. Tonight's show is part 2 of our season finale, Arsenic and Old Lace, featuring Glenda Bell as Abby Brewster, Stephen Vanny as Teddy Brewster, Scott Fairbairn as Officer Brophy, Molly Lubell as Martha Brewster, Sean Kalaki as Mortimer Brewster, Gabriel LaRochelle as Elaine Harper, Vincenzo Cost as Mr. Witherspoon, Kyle Frank as Lieutenant Rooney, Tony Patrick as Dr. Einstein, and Cademan Ricker Wilson as Jonathan Brewster. And so, without further ado, we proudly present part 2 of our 2-part season finale, Arsenic and Old Lace. Turn down the lights. The performance is beginning.
When the skeleton in the closet started to dance.
Oh, Aunt Martha, you haven't lost any of your skill.
Oh, why, thank you, Jonathan.
And now, I know you and Dr. Einstein both want to get where you're going.
But, my dear aunts, I'm so full of that delicious dinner. Oh, I just can't move a muscle.
Yeah, it's so nice here.
Well, after all, it's very late.
I found it! I found it!
Did you lose something, Teddy?
I found it! The story of my life, my biography. You see, here we are, both of us, President Roosevelt and General Goethals at Culebra Cut. That's me, General, and that is you.
My, how I've changed.
Well, you see, that picture hasn't been taken yet. We haven't even started work on the Culebra Cut. General, we will both go to Panama now to inspect the locks.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
Panama's a long way off.
Nonsense, it's just down in the cellar.
The cellar?
Yes, we let him dig the Panama Canal in the cellar.
General, as President of the United States, I demand that we inspect the locks immediately.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon. Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
No, you're not Wilson. But your face is familiar. Let me see. Ah, perhaps I meet you later on. Yes, my hunting trip to Africa. You look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
Teddy!
It's your brother, Jonathan, dear.
He's had his face changed.
Oh, so that's it. A nature faker.
And perhaps you had better go to bed, Teddy. Jonathan and his friend have to go to their hotel.
General Goethals, inspect the canal.
Johnny.
Inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President. We go to Panama.
Bully! Follow me, General. I have to wear a sun helmet. It's down south, you know.
Of course. Well, bon voyage.
Aunt Abby, I must correct your misapprehension. We have no hotel. We came directly here. This is my home.
But, Jonathan, you can't stay here.
Aunt Abby, you have a most distinguished guest here in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't appreciate his skill. In a few weeks, you'll see me looking like a very different Jonathan.
Oh, but he can't operate on you here.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. We're turning Grandfather's laboratory into an operating room. We expect to be very busy.
But, Jonathan...
Hey, Johnny, down in the cellar.
Dr. Einstein, my dear aunts have invited us to live with them.
Oh, you fixed it?
Well, you're sleeping here tonight.
Aunt Abby, please get our room ready.
But...
Now.
Well, come along, Martha, dear.
Johnny, When I go down in the cellar, what do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
Ah, the Panama Canal.
It's a hole Teddy dug, 6 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Down
And
there?
it just fits Mr. Spinalzo.
Rather a good joke on my aunts. They're living in a house with a body buried in the cellar. Come on, we'll bring it in through the window.
Poor dear Mr. Hoskins. He's been so patient in the window seat.
I think Teddy had better get Mr. Hoskins downstairs right away.
Abby, I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
Oh, no. We'll wait until they've gone to bed and then come down and hold the services.
The general was very pleased. He says the canal is just the right size. He says that...
Teddy? Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Oh, dear me. This will be a shock to the general. But I'll have to tell him. Army regulations, you know.
No, Teddy. We must keep it a secret.
Yes.
A state secret?
Yes, a state secret.
Promise?
You have the word of the President of the United States. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Now, Teddy, you must take the poor man down to the canal.
And we'll come down later and hold services.
You may announce that the President will say a few words. Where is the poor devil?
He's in the window seat.
Oh, seems to be spreading. We've never had yellow fever there before. Up we go! He died for his country. Open the cellar door, Aunt Abby.
Johnny? Johnny? Are you out there?
Wait, I'll lift up Mr. Spinalzo.
Wait. I can't see good, Johnny. It's so dark.
What happened?
Someone left the window seat open. I fell in.
Oh, well, get out and take Mr. Spinalzo.
Oops! I lost a leg.
Here!
Johnny, somebody's coming.
Get him in the window seat, quick!
All right, all right.
Give me a hand in through the window.
Here. Here, are you in?
Yes! Shh!
Miss Abby? Miss Martha? Miss Abby, it's so dark in here.
Who are you?
Elaine Harper? I live next door.
Turn on the lights, Doctor.
Yeah.
Who are you? Where are Miss Abby and Miss Martha?
Perhaps we'd better introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein? I suppose you're going to tell me you're Boris Carr.
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
Oh, you're Jonathan?
Oh, you have heard of me.
Just this afternoon? Well, I'll be running along home now.
Oh, no. I think she's dangerous. She's seen us.
Let her go, Johnny.
She saw us. Remember that.
Stay away from me! Take your hands off me! Oh, Teddy!
It's going to be a private funeral.
Teddy, tell these men who I am, please!
What? That's my daughter, Alice.
Oh, no!
Charge!
Doctor, your handkerchief.
Help!
Get her down to the cellar, quick!
Right this way. Come, please.
What's going on down there? What are you doing?
We caught a burglar, a sneak thief. Go back to your room.
Look out, Johnny. She got away.
Let go of me!
Elaine?
Mortimer? Where have you been?
At the Henry Miller Theater. Who's this?
This is your brother Jonathan, and this is Dr. Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare. What is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
Jonathan? You always were a horror. But do you have to look like one?
Mortimer, have you forgotten the things I used to do to you when we were boys? Remember the times you were tied to the bedpost, the needles under your fingernails?
It is Jonathan. Oh, I remember. I remember you as the most vicious, venomous form of animal life I ever knew.
Now don't you boys start quarreling again the minute you've seen each other.
Jonathan, you're not wanted here. Now get out!
Well, I'm sleeping here tonight, in your room.
Johnny, maybe we'd better sleep down here, On the window seat?
Window seat?
Window seat?
Ah, the window seat.
Oh, the window seat.
Oh.
Well, maybe I'd better sleep down
I
here.
wouldn't want to trouble you. We insist on sleeping down here. Doctor, we'll go up and get our bags. You can have the room in a moment, Mortimer.
Mortimer,
What's the matter with you, dear?
I have almost been killed.
You've almost been... Abby! Martha!
Oh no! It was Jonathan!
He mistook her for a sneak thief. Would you like some coffee, dear?
Oh, great idea. Coffee, sandwiches. I haven't had any dinner.
Well, we'll get it ready. Come, Abby.
No wine.
No, dear.
I'm sorry I'm so late, Elaine, but it's after 12 and I... 12? Elaine, you've got to go home.
What? Mortimer, I want to know where I stand. Do you love me?
I love you very much, Elaine. I love you so much, I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
Oh, I don't think so. But it's just a matter of time. You see, insanity runs in my family. It practically gallops.
Now, just because Teddy is a little...
No. It goes way back. The first Brewster. The one who came over on the Mayflower. You know how most people add sugar to their tea? He used to add gunpowder.
But, darling, this doesn't prove you're crazy. Well, look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? And the sanest, sweetest people I've ever known.
Well, even they have their peculiarities.
Mortimer, you're not even looking at me. Come away from that window seat.
Yeah, right away, Elaine. Ah! Another one! Elaine, you've got to go. Something very important has just come up.
Up? From where? We're here alone together.
Elaine, if you love me, will you get the devil out of here?
Mortimer, will you kiss me goodnight?
Why, of course, darling, quickly. Well, good night, dear. I'll call you in a day or two.
You critic!
Aunt Martha! Aunt Abby! Come in here!
Yes, dear. What is it? Oh, where's Elaine?
You promised me! Who is that in the window seat?
No one, dear.
Look! And it is not Mr. Hoskins!
Well, who can that be?
Are you trying to tell me you've never seen that man before?
I certainly am.
Now, Aunt Abby, don't try to get out of this. That's another of your gentlemen.
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? That man is an imposter. And if he came here to be buried in our cellar, he's mistaken.
But, Aunt Abby, you put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat. Now, this man couldn't have gotten the idea from him. By the way, where's Mr. Hoskins?
In Panama, waiting for the services. Poor dear. We haven't had a minute with Jonathan in the house. Oh, dear. We always wanted to have a double funeral, but I will not read services over a total stranger.
A stranger? Aunt Abby, how can I believe you? There are 12 men down in the cellar, and you admit you poisoned them.
Yes, I did, but you don't think I'd stoop to telling a fib?
Jonathan, I want a word with you. Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, I think Jonathan is leaving at once.
Oh no, Mortimer.
Oh yes, and you're taking your cold companion with you. From the window seat.
The window seat?
You're my brother, and I'm going to give you a chance to get away. And if you don't take it, I'm going to call the police.
Mortimer, remember, what happened to Mr. Spinalzo can happen to you too.
Oh, dear. Come in! Why, Officer Brophy!
Hello, Miss Martha, Miss Abby. I saw your lights on and thought there might be sickness in the family.
Oh, come in, officer. This is my brother, Jonathan.
Oh, hey, he looks familiar. Ain't I seen him somewhere?
I don't think so.
Yes, it's too bad Jonathan can't stay, isn't it?
Well, if everything's all right.
Oh, don't go, officer. Stay and have some coffee and a sandwich.
Well, if you say so.
We'll all go into the kitchen while Jonathan collects his things. All his things. Come along, officer.
Yeah, sure. Say, Mr. Brewster, I've been meaning to ask you about the play I've been writing.
Doctor, This affair between my brother and me has got to be settled.
Now, Johnny,
We're going to sleep here tonight.
with a cop in the kitchen and Mr. Spinalzo in the window seat.
That's all he's got on us. So we take Mr. Spinalzo down and we dump him in the bay, and we come right back here. Hide the suitcases in the cellar. Go on.
I think we should get out, Johnny. Johnny, come quick.
What is it?
The hole in the cellar. We got an ace in the hole.
Still here, Jonathan? I thought I told you.
We're staying.
You think I was bluffing? You think I won't tell Officer Brophy what's in the window seat? Officer Brophy!
If you tell Brophy what's in the window seat, I'll tell him what's in the cellar.
Cellar?
There's an elderly gentleman down there who seems to be very dead.
What were you doing in the cellar?
What's he doing in the cellar?
Oh, no, thank you, ma'am. That's all the coffee I can drink. Oh, Mr. Brewster, I'd like to tell you about the plot of that play I'm writing.
No, Brophy. No, you can't stay here. You've got to go and call in the precinct.
Yeah, but I want to tell you about this here play.
Well, we'll talk about it later. Someplace later.
All right. How about the back room at Kelly's?
Fine. I'll meet you at Kelly's later.
Great, Mr. Brewster. I'll be there. Unless I drop dead.
Yeah.
Is that you, Mortimer?
It's Jonathan, Aunt Abby. Mortimer went out
Where are you going?
to Panama to bury Mr. Spinalzo.
But he can't stay in our cellar.
There's a friend of Mortimer's downstairs waiting for him. He and Mr. Spinalzo will get along fine together. They're both dead.
Oh, they must mean Mr. Hoskins.
You know about what's downstairs.
Of course we do. And he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
Your gentleman?
Besides, there's no room for Mr. Spinalzo. The cellar's crowded already.
Crowded? With what?
There are 12 graves down there.
12 graves?
That leaves very little room, and we're going to need it.
You mean you and Aunt Martha have murdered?
Murdered? Certainly not. It's one of our charities. So you just take your Mr. Spinalzo out
You've
there.
done that here in this house, and you've buried them down there.
Johnny, we've been chased all over the world. They stay right here in Brooklyn and do just as good as you do.
What?
You've got 12 and they've got 12.
No, I've got 13.
No, Johnny, 12.
13. There's Mr. Spinalzo,
Yeah?
the first one in London, 2 in Johannesburg, the one in Sydney, the one in Melbourne, the 2 in San Francisco, 1 in Phoenix, the filling station.
Oh, yeah.
3 in Chicago, and the 1 in South Bend. That makes 13.
But you can't count the one in South Bend. He died of pneumonia.
He wouldn't have died of pneumonia if I hadn't shot him.
Oh, Johnny, you've got 12 and they've got 12. The old ladies are just as good as you are.
Oh, they are they? Well, that's easily taken care of. All I need is one more, that's all. Just one more.
Well, here I am.
Mortimer, where have you been?
I've been over getting a doctor's signature on Teddy's papers.
Mortimer, what is the matter with you?
Running around getting papers signed at a time like this?
Do you know what Jonathan is doing down there?
He's putting Mr. Hoskins and Mr. Spinalzo in together.
Well, let him. Is Teddy in his room?
Teddy won't be any help.
Well, you have to go and tell Jonathan about those 12 graves. If I can make Teddy responsible for those, I can protect you. Don't you see?
No, I don't see. And we pay taxes to have the police protect us. We'll call them.
Oh, but you can't. They'll find out about Mr. Hoskins and the other 12 gentlemen.
Mortimer, I don't think the police would pry into our private affairs if we asked them not to.
No, you can't do this. I won't let you.
Well, if Jonathan and Mr. Spinalzo are not out of this house by morning, we're going to call the police.
There. It's all done, Johnny. Mr. Hoskins and Mr. Spinalzo all put away neat and tidy. They're all done.
You're forgetting, Doctor. My brother Mortimer.
Now, Johnny, now, tonight? We do that tomorrow or the next day.
No, tonight, now.
No, Johnny, please. I'm tired. And tomorrow I got to operate. Not tonight. We go to bed, huh?
Doctor, it's got to be done tonight.
Johnny, I know that look. Okay. But the quick way, huh? The quick twist like in London? Huh?
No, Doctor. This calls for something special. I think, perhaps, the Melbourne method.
Johnny, no, not that. 2 hours. And when it was all over, the fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne.
Get your instruments.
No, Johnny.
Get them. We operate tonight, Doctor, on Brother Mortimer.
My bugle! Mortimer, hand me my bugle!
No, Mr. President. Just sign these papers.
I cannot sign any proclamation without consulting my cabinet.
But this must be a secret.
A secret proclamation? How unusual.
Japan mustn't know until it's signed.
Oh, Japan, eh? I'll sign it right away. I'll take it into the closet. A secret proclamation has to be signed in secret.
But at once, Mr. President.
I'll have to put on my signing clothes. Interview's at an end.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sign it right away.
Close the door, Doctor! Now, won't you sit down, Mortimer? Don't chew on that handkerchief. It's imported lace. Doctor, the curtain cord. Mortimer, I've been away for 20 years, but every night I've dreamed of you. In London, I dreamed of you, and in Melbourne. There. Tight and neat. Now, Doctor, your instruments. Go to work.
Please, Johnny, for me, the quick way.
All ready for you, Doctor.
I got to have a drink. I can't do this without a drink. That wine, remember this afternoon? Where did the old lady put Oh, here. Elderberry wine. I split it with you. We both need a drink.
Very well, Doctor. We'll drink to Mortimer, to my dear dead brother.
Cabinet meeting on the double.
That idiot! He goes next!
No, not Teddy. That's where I stop. I draw the line at Teddy.
Now we've got to work fast.
Yeah, the quick way, eh, Johnny?
Yes, Doctor. One quick twist of the silk handkerchief.
Hey, the colonel's got to stop blowing that horn.
It's all right, officer. We're taking the bugle away from him.
We promised the neighbors he wouldn't do that anymore. Hey, Mr. Brewster, why are you all tied up?
He was explaining the play he saw tonight. That's what happened to the fella in the play.
Oh, yeah? Gee, they practically stole that from the second act of my play. I'll tell you about it. No, wait a minute. I'm going to leave it this way. This time, Mr. Brewster, you'll listen to the plot. Well, it starts. It starts in my mother's dressing room, where I was born. Only I ain't born yet. Then we get back to me mother. There she is lying unconscious in a lingerie. The fiend is standing over her with an axe. There. How do you like it so far, huh, Doctor?
Well, it put Johnny to sleep.
Oh, that's just the second act. Now the third act.
Johnny, wake up. I can't wake him.
What in the Sam hell's going on in here?
Johnny, it's cops. Cops.
Brophy?
Oh, hiya, Lieutenant. This is Mortimer Brewster. He's going to help me write me play.
Do you have to tie him up like that and make him listen? Whole precinct is out looking for you. It's 8 o'clock in the damn morning. Now give me the phone and untie him.
Gee, Mr. Brewster, I'll have to run to the third act quick.
Oh, Captain? Yeah, Brophy's here. You ain't got to worry. Yeah, we found him in the Brewster house, so you can call off the big manhunt.
Manhunt?
You want us to bring him in?
Oh, so I've been turned in, eh?
Ah, nobody. You got us wrong.
I suppose you and that stool-pigeon brother of mine will split the reward.
Reward? Grab him, bro.
You stay still, Mac.
Now I'll do some turning in. There are 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you. You'll come down to the cellar with me. 13 bodies.
Maybe you'd better go down there, Joe.
With him? No, it's me. He looks like Boris Karloff. Get him off me, Rooney. Help me. Help me.
Get your damn head out the way.
Phew. Well, what do you know about that? Imagine him claiming there was 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Get him out of here.
I'll have to drag him by the feet. I'll take him into the kitchen.
What a story. 13 bodies buried in this here cellar.
Sire, there are 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
And who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What is this?
He's the one that blows the bugle.
Oh, dear. Dear me. Brother Jonathan, the yellow fever victim.
No, Colonel. He's a spy we caught in the White House.
Well, will you get him out of here, please? Now you. Didn't nobody untie you yet? Here, I'll do it.
Now, you, Lieutenant, listen to me.
Stop. That crazy brother of yours has got to be put away. We don't want no more bugles blowing this here.
Yes, I know. I have the papers right here. Teddy's going to Happydale. Now, about those 13 bodies.
Yeah. Can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story got round? And now he's starting a yellow fever scare? It's lucky I didn't fall for that story. 13 bodies.
I beg your pardon. I'm Mr. Witherspoon of Happydale. I believe I'm to pick up a gentleman.
Oh, Teddy!
Just finished my cabinet meeting. Yes, Mortimer?
Mr. President, I have very good news for you. Your term of office is over.
Oh? Then I start on my hunting trip to Africa, don't I? Well, who's this? Trying to get into the White House before I've moved out?
Who, Teddy?
Taft!
Oh, this isn't Mr. Taft, Teddy. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's your guide for Africa.
Oh, bully. Glad to meet you, sir. Aunt Martha, Aunt Abby, I'm on my way to Africa. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, if the safari comes, tell them to wait. Charge!
Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, this is Mr. Witherspoon from Happydale. Teddy's going with him.
No, he is not.
Not while we're alive.
The police want him to go. He blew his bugle again.
That is right, man.
Well, if he goes, we're going with him.
Yes, we won't be separated from Teddy.
But we can't take sane people at Happydale.
Look, will you settle this? There's still murders to be solved here in Brooklyn.
Yes. Oh, are there?
Teddy's got to go. With the story he's been telling, we'd have to dig up the cellar. He says there's 13 bodies buried down there.
But there are 13 bodies buried in our cellar.
All right, I'll take your word for it, lady. Now, I'm a busy man. How about it, Witherspoon?
Well, they'd have to be committed.
Well, Teddy committed himself. Can't they commit themselves? Can't they sign the papers?
Certainly.
Oh, well then, if we can go with Teddy, we'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes, where are they?
Sign them up, Witherspoon. I want to get this cleaned up.
Oh, my. We've overlooked one thing. We're going to need the signature of a doctor.
Doctor? Oh, yes, a doctor. Dr. Einstein.
Me?
Come over here. We'd like you to sign some papers.
Please, I must go.
No, just come right over here, doctor. At one time last night, I thought the doctor was going to operate on me.
Oh, please.
Yes, doctor. Just come right over here. Sign right here, doctor.
Yes. Very well. Here. There.
Are you leaving us, Doctor?
I think I must go.
Oh, well, aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I don't think we're going to the same place.
There now. Everything is quite in order.
Well, I'm almost relieved. I'm really looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has really run down, so... Well, Mortimer, we're all ready to go now. The house will be yours, and we want you to live in it.
Oh, no. No, Aunt Abby. The house is too full of memories.
Oh, dear. But you'll need a house when you're married.
I'm afraid I can't ever marry Elaine. Or anybody.
Oh, there's something else, Mortimer. You signed our papers as next of kin.
Of course. Why not?
But you see, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
Not a Brewster?
No, dear. Your mother was a widow when she came to us as a cook, and you were born about 3 months afterward. But she was such a good cook that we didn't want to lose her. So, brother married her.
I'm not really a Brewster.
Oh, now don't feel badly about it, dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a tragedy, isn't it? Nobody knows who your father is.
He might be anybody.
Right. You're right. Well, isn't it wonderful? He might be anybody. I've got to tell Elaine. He might be anybody.
All right, Jonathan, come along.
I'm coming, Lieutenant. Goodbye, aunties. So, this house is seeing the last of the Brewsters. Well, I can't better my record now, but neither can you. At least I have that satisfaction. The score stands even. 12-12.
Huh. Jonathan always was a mean boy. Never could stand to see anybody get ahead of him.
I wish we could show him he isn't so smart.
Well, ladies, perhaps we'd better be going.
Martha?
Yes, Abby? Oh, yes. Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you at Happydale?
I have no family.
Oh, that must make it very lonely for you.
I suppose it does.
Well, Martha?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Witherspoon, I think at least we should offer you a glass of elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine? You grow your own elderberries?
No, but the cemetery's full of them.
Well, you don't see much elderberry wine nowadays. I thought I'd had my last glass of it.
Oh, no.
Here it is.
Well, ladies, to a long life.
Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is beer.
And that concludes Arsenic and Old Lace. Tonight's show was originally transcribed and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy for the Best Plays radio program on NBC and broadcast on July 6, 1952. We humbly thank all our listeners, patrons, and performers for making this show possible. We hope you've enjoyed listening to the program as much as we've enjoyed producing it. Be sure to tune back in on October 31st for our Halloween Spectacular. And again in December for our Christmas Variety Show. If you liked tonight's program, please subscribe to show your support. You can also visit our website at www.mortarandpestleproductions.com for more content, information on submissions and volunteering, and to make donations to make more original programming possible. Stay safe, stay tuned, and good night.
Lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names, but it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon.